When you're coming from a place of loss, addiction, defeat, it's so hard to start getting momentum. You know, deep down, you've got experience, you've got skills, you've got something to contribute. Coming from this place it's so hard to right the ship and get the momentum going. And I'm going to tell you what exactly you can do to change that direction and make it very simple. Not easy, but I'm going to simplify all the complexities, take away all the analysis paralysis, and just explain some foundational details that will help you completely right the ship. For me, the loss that really went heavy into my alcohol addiction was divorce. For you, it could be career, it could be a foreclosure. Hopefully you haven't lost a life of someone close to you. But we then seek an escape through whatever vice or addiction suits us the best. And I think for a lot of men out there, alcohol is definitely going to be the thing that got a hold of you. It's so readily available. It's cultural. We were taught through our younger years that this is the cool, fun thing to do. Then over time, you use it as an escape. And then before you know it, there's this like weird draw to where you desire to have that feeling that you think it can give you, that it used to give you, but it just makes you start feeling worse after the first couple drinks, and you can't escape just the reality of the life that you don't want to live. But you know there's something better for you, and you have something to contribute. You've gone through a bunch of hardships, you've learned a bunch of lessons, you've developed skills. There's something better for you out there, and you see other people that have made it and are making it, and you're like, dude, why is he there? What? I should be there. I could do that. But you have to have momentum. You have to have forward motion. You have to have the self-belief, the confidence to move in that direction and make it happen. And it's so hard to get that started when you are just feeling totally defeated, when you are addicted. So I'm going to give you some foundational stuff here that is, it's all super simple when you put it together, but there's a bit of complexities here. So hang out for a minute. A couple of the things maybe I'll say. The first thing I'm going to tell you on your own, you might, oh yeah, sure, I've heard that before. But there's a lot behind this, even though it seems pretty simple. The thing is, almost everybody misunderstands this thing that is the key, that is the beginning, that is the foundation to everything. They understand this. They want the result. They don't understand that what actually gets the result is the thing that gives you the momentum, that builds you up, that gives you the foundational elements of what you need for everything else in life to be successful. So the key, the foundation to everything is physical fitness. Surprise, you probably have heard that before, but I need to explain to you what is so important behind this that everybody seems to have wrong. Everybody thinks, if I just had the physique, I would have the confidence to move forward. How do I get to that point as fast as possible? How do I get all the motivation? What are the right things to do? What are the things I need to eat? What is the program I need to be on? I need to have all the details. I need to have all the education. I need to have all the motivation. That's all a bunch of trash. None of that matters right now. What matters are habits, discipline, and consistency. That is what is going to build you up to where you believe in yourself, to where you'll move forward through hard, uncomfortable things over and over again without seeing results. And the great thing is, by learning that, the gym or whatever form of physical fitness you choose teaches you that. Delayed gratification, discipline over motivation, consistency matters. And in the beginning, it doesn't matter. Your program doesn't matter. Your tactics don't matter. As long as you don't hurt yourself, and as long as you're going intense, and as long as you're staying consistent, that is all that matters. So they say it takes 21 days to make a habit, 90 days to make a lifestyle. So for the first 30 days, the only thing you need to do is you need to commit to whatever form of fitness that you're going to engage in, at least 4 days a week, and you do not miss. Absolutely, no matter what, you do not miss. And while you're there, you go intense, You push it to a level of being uncomfortable. The only thing that matters is that you don't go and do something dumb that hurts yourself. Don't go and try to lift super heavy weights. Heavyweight, especially the farther you get past 30, the less that should even be the focus. What you need is you need good form. I lift relatively lightweight. I've put on a lot of muscle that way, and I do it with excellent form, and I do it with intensity. You make sure that you're not cheating. You keep you make it harder to lift lighter weight, and you push it until you can't lift it anymore. Forget the details. Forget all the details. Whatever form of fitness you're going to get into, jiu-jitsu, boxing, yoga, running, cycling, whatever it is, 4 days a week minimum, bare minimum, at least an hour a day. Push yourself to where you're uncomfortable. Now, after 30 days, you can start, tweaking, trying different little bits of programs, experimenting a little more. No matter what, stick with the habits. At 90 days, then you can start to look up programs, start to figure this out a little bit more. But that first year, by far the most important thing is habits, consistency, and just seeing it through no matter what. It's going to make a difference. You're not going to look the way you want within the first year. It's just, that's the way it is. We see all these ridiculous TikToks and motivational videos of somebody who's morbidly obese, but they don't tell you, they're an ex-college athlete, they used to actually do bodybuilding, they're on Ozempic, they're on testosterone, they're taking shortcuts. Who knows? Maybe it's AI these days. I mean, who really knows? Forget about all that. None of it matters. The foundation here is that you're training yourself that when you choose a direction, even if it takes years before you see the results you want to see, you're just going to keep moving in that same direction, and you're not going to step back. You're not going to miss your days. You're not going to throw your nutrition out the window, or when you're focusing on your business, when you're focusing on your content, whatever it is you're doing, you're going to keep moving in that direction consistently, and you're never going to go against your purpose, against your mission, against the outcome you're pursuing. And the great thing is, when you commit to something like this, and you do it, and you don't deviate, and you don't backtrack, and you don't back down, you're keeping promises to yourself all day, every day. You're showing yourself that you can do something hard, and you can do something uncomfortable, that you can stay consistent. You can actually see it through when most people can't, won't. And for me, I had to really build that up in the gym before I could put down the bottle, before I could get alcohol out of my life for good. I had to first just teach myself and train myself on habits and consistency and doing hard, uncomfortable things, regardless of how much I didn't want to do them at times. Do it anyways, all the time. Always do it anyways. Those are the most important days, the days that you don't want to be there. Those are the days you have to push it the hardest. Man, I don't know if it's just me. I don't enjoy legs day at the gym. So that's the day that I push myself the hardest each time. I've hit my reps that I've set myself on, but then if I ever have this thought that I'm going to do 2 more, I have to do 2 more. And every once in a while when I'm doing 2 more, I think I'm going to do another one. And I'm just like, damn it, why did I think that? I have to do it. I have to do it. And it's those moments of the most discomfort that I'm not backing down from that is the moment that is building me the most. It's building me mentally. It's building me spiritually. It's not about making those leg muscles bigger. It's about pushing yourself through things and developing through the discomfort, by having the discipline, by doing what you don't want to do over and over again. That's where I wholeheartedly believe the success is built. Now, I'm bringing you on my journey. I've gotten myself sober. I've gotten myself fit. I've started a successful marketing company. I'm not making quite 6 figures a year, but I'm definitely not in the lowest tax bracket. I started it while living out of an SUV, getting sober, living in the back of an SUV out on the beach in California. There are things that I've done that I've achieved that I can talk about. Sobriety and fitness, definitely a couple of them. Creating self-belief, man, I was so defeated when this started. I mean, you can tell, obviously, I'm sitting here talking to you comfortably, confidently, walking around, usually my shirt's off, walking around in public, talking to the camera. It's not, you can't fake that type of stuff. But I haven't gotten my first $1 million, haven't got my first 1 million followers. This channel, I have 8,000 followers on my other channel. I've got a couple more, got one with like 3,000. But I learned a bunch of lessons, and I got 40 followers. These videos get no views. I'm just going to keep creating. And I've said it in other videos. I learned that there are 4 things in my life that will stay consistent forever. And this is what is going to produce the outcome that I desire. Never drink, always eat right, always work out, always keep creating. I do those 4 things. I don't know how long it's going to take. Is it going to take me 6 more months or 6 more years before I really break free? I don't know, but I'm just going to keep moving in the same direction. I'm just going to keep doing it. And I even found a cool way to hit one of my fitness goals that I'm working on. I was getting up early. I was going to the gym. I was getting on that elliptical. I hated it. I was burning gas. I was wasting a bunch of time going to the gym and back. Then I had to spend more time showering all the sweat off from pushing myself hard on the elliptical. And I found that if I just walk right out of the front door and spend an hour on a brisk walk, I'll burn more calories. I'll save time. I'll save gas. And now I've even figured out that I can use this time, for kind of spiritually to figure out in my mind what I want to say to you today. So now I'm building my future. I'm doing something that somehow, somewhere will impact someone in a positive manner. And I'm getting my steps in, And this is, I could not have imagined when I started this journey just a little less than 4 years ago, when I was all skinny fat, pear-shaped, defeated, round-faced, inflamed, addicted. Bro, I could not have imagined this right here. I definitely couldn't have imagined that crazy adventure, spending a year living on mountains and beaches out on the West Coast, building a business. All of this stuff happened all because of developing habits, because of being consistent, because of committing to something that I didn't even understand. But I can tell you that as long as you do it, as long as you commit to this fitness, it's going to give you the foundation for everything else. Everything else will fall into place if you are consistent, if you don't deviate, don't miss your days, and you do it intense. Now, for me, I went over the top at first. I was battling some real demons. I was in there 3 to 4 hours a day. I gave myself tendonitis in both elbows and both knees. I don't recommend treating your body like that. I'm sure a doctor wouldn't. But that's what I had to do then, to just beat myself into submission and say, no, this is how we're going to do this. I had a brutal 97-day diet after over a year of fasting and really learning. I took it too far. I killed my white blood cell count. I was catabolic. I was having pains all over my body. But I also saw that through. I saw it through. I didn't deviate. I did what I said I was going to do. I made it clear to the end of it. It was hard. It was uncomfortable. It was unhealthy. But it also built me up spiritually and mentally and made me understand how strong and capable I am. That, it seemed like getting over alcohol was hard. That one was hard. And guess what? I did it and I made it through and I didn't deviate. And now I just know that the next challenge that comes at me, whether I subject myself to it or whether it comes to me, whether it's bestowed upon me, I've spent the last 4 years, almost 4 years, developing the foundational attributes to understand that here's something hard, uncomfortable, and challenging in front of me. And I'm going to go into it head on. And I am going to get to the other side of it. I'm going to produce the result. And it doesn't matter what it takes. I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm not going to try to go out and gather all the information before taking action. I'm just going to act and figure it out along the way. And one of my favorite tough love influencers that really had a big impact on me early in this journey, he says, we don't have an education problem, we have an application problem. And I think that's absolutely right. You can spend all day watching informational videos and motivational reels and TikToks, and it makes you feel like you're doing something. When in reality, having all this potential knowledge about what workout programs, what supplements, what blah blah blah, but you're not actually doing it. It makes you feel like you've done something, and you've done nothing. You've wasted valuable hours of your life. You haven't produced any sort of you haven't kept a promise to yourself. You haven't moved towards a result. All you've done is just sat there and sucked in something on the screen and told yourself that you're doing something. So shut off the screen, get your butt into the gym or out on that bicycle or into the boxing ring or into yoga, whatever you're going to do. Forget about the information. Just start acting. Commit to a habit. Do not deviate from that habit, and you're going to do something for yourself mentally and spiritually that goes far beyond fitness, that is going to help you move in the direction that you really want your life to move in. Hang out with me. Keep coming back. Keep checking in on this. Not only are you going to see amazing, cool, beautiful videos of that year that I changed my life, that I was out on the beach, and there were a lot of uncomfortable challenges there. There were nights that froze. I had just put in a new engine, and then my transmission went out. I didn't have the money for that. I figured out how to make it work. I wasn't calling home and begging to come get rescued. And, I showed myself that I could get through it. And that's something that, when I see the people that are successful that I admire the most, you realize, well, when they get hit in the face with something really hard and something unplanned, they're not going to cry, they're not going to shrug their shoulders, they're not going to give up, they're not going to run away, they're not going to ask for someone to come rescue them. They're going to keep pushing forward, keep going head on through the challenge and discomfort, and they're going to end up on the other side of it. Who knows, maybe things aren't looking as good as they would have without the challenges that hit them, but they're going to get through the challenges, and that's where the success is at. And again, I'm bringing you on my journey. So there's things that I've done that I can completely talk about: getting in shape, getting sober, finding self-belief, creating self-belief. That's definitely it. Some of this big level success stuff that I truly wholeheartedly believe that I'm moving towards, that I've seen other people do. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe I'm full of it, right? Maybe I'm just making these videos for a little while and I'll shrug my shoulders and give up if it doesn't pay off in time. But I think it's completely different. I know I am committed to this. This is my future. This is my life. There are people who I have a true impact to create for them. I know that the world needs this message. These things that I've learned, these things that I've done, these are things that anybody can do, but the whole system doesn't want us to understand this. I've got a university degree. What did that do? Well, that just took the brainwashing of high school, of sit down, raise your hand, follow directions, don't be exceptional, don't stand out, don't create solutions, don't do anything amazing, just follow directions and be mediocre. And college just beat that further and further into my head. I'm supposed to be limited by what I can put on my resume, how I can sell myself to somebody so I can sell them my time, and they get to determine how valuable I am. They get to buy my life from me one paycheck at a time, one invoice at a time. I'm literally selling my life to someone who's limiting what I can actually do with that life. Mainstream education is one of the biggest hindrances for somebody who has true purpose, who has something truly to contribute. And it was so hard for me to understand that because I come from a family of wonderful, amazing, beautiful educators. Multiple generations of them. But I completely disagree with the premise of everything I was raised with. And especially, they came from boomer times, they came from hippie times. Things worked a lot different. It's 2025. If I'm going to try to sell my time to somebody for money, have somebody else give me directions for the rest of my life, to rely on someone else, to be compliant, I'm setting myself up for a really bad circumstance. The way the world's changing now, it's the self-directed investor, the entrepreneurs, the content creators, the people who create their own solutions, who solve their own problems, who have their own vision, and are not limited by, what hourly wage I can get, or what's the top amount of commission I could possibly earn. And I believe in sales far more than an hourly wage, but still, there's no limits to what we can do right now. With the reach that we have, with the message we can give out, with all the things happening with AI, with all the things happening with finance, there's never been a more exciting or scary moment in history. It's scary if you think your life's supposed to be following directions for the rest of your life, depending on someone else for the rest of your life to tell you what to do, and then put money and you put currency in your pocket. It's not real money. Bitcoin's real money. Gold and silver are real money. These numbers and paper dollars, numbers that represent paper dollars that all represent nothing. It's just a joke, and it's changing and it's going away. Same way with traditional careers. It's just, that was a thing of the past. You know, us millennials, the further you are past 30, you know, I'm closing in on my mid 40s. I think we recognize that the way we were raised, the things our parents knew and taught us, the way things work for past generations, have ended for many and are ending for most more. Did that come out right? You know what I mean. So, by developing the ability to do hard, uncomfortable things, for me, you know, I'm building 2 drop shipping businesses right now with a client and a programmer. I don't understand anything about this, but I've learned a lot, and I've screwed some things up, and I've learned a whole lot more, and we're about ready to launch now. 500,000 parts we're dropping just in one channel, and we've got multiple channels, multiple different types of parts, and if I hadn't first stepped into the gym and gotten through that discomfort and taught myself, yes, the path to success is head on through discomfort, I wouldn't have been equipped to work on this. You know, I'm now designing clothing for the world's largest custom motorcycle manufacturer. I never thought I was a clothing designer. I'm terrible at design, but I'm using AI now. Well, what did that take? That took more discomfort. That took more learning. That took more frustration. Just getting my hands dirty for a little while. But the learning curve was relatively quick. Now I understand how to get clothing made, distributed, almost all over the world. This is a skill set that's going to help me with my brand over time. Not anytime soon. Nobody's buying anything from me right now. I got 40 followers. Nobody cares who I am today, but they will. You know, all of these skills that I'm getting are terribly valuable, and these clients they've been such a huge ally to me. I'm never going to do them dirty, but I'm also building skills that I'll have for the rest of my life, regardless of whether we're working together or not. And I understand skills have utility, skills have value, and it's uncomfortable to earn those skills. And I don't know about you, but I get skills a whole lot better when I get my hands dirty. I screw things up, I try things, I make mistakes, I course correct, I learn my lessons, I keep going, versus sitting in a classroom like I've done with so much of my early life and listening to somebody and not actually doing anything, and it goes in one ear and out the other, and I'm filling a bubble on a little piece of paper. I don't know if they even do that anymore. It doesn't do anything. What does do something is experience and actual direct training. Hey, here's this app, this skill set, this thing, you can learn this specifically, versus a whole lot of general information. And then you still got to go out and learn it all from scratch, but we've been brainwashed into following directions and having other people provide all the answers, creating all the solutions, etc. So to recap, what do we need to do to gain momentum in life, to build momentum in life? We got to get into physical fitness. And all you need to do for the first 90 days is just get in and do it. Commit to it and get in there. Doesn't matter what you do, don't hurt yourself, be intense. That's it. Start eating better. You don't have to have the right diet or meal plan. Start eating better. Remove the things you know that are bad. Get in the gym or do whatever form of fitness, consistent and intense, for at least an hour, 4 hours a day. That's it. You don't have to have anything else figured out for the first 90 days. First entire year, as long as you're consistent, your body will continue to improve and adapt. But it is vital that over that time, you are consistently eating better. You do start to eliminate the things you know they're bad for you. And if you have a cheat day, make it a cheat day. For me, I have my cheat day now is filled with fruits, nuts, avocados, the types of things that, the avocados I do have every day. The fruit, I don't have that much of it, doesn't quite fit into my nutritional plan, but I've got a ridiculous amount of nutraceuticals too. So my cheat day is a whole bunch of other healthy stuff. You will eventually evolve to that. You'll start to actually appreciate, enjoy, and love eating well. I haven't had fast food in over 2 years. I don't eat anything unhealthy anymore, and I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy putting this good, yummy, healthy food into my body. It wasn't like that on day one. It took some time, but start eating better. Stay consistent with whatever form of physical fitness you want, and at 90 days, then you can start to actually figure out what are the actual tactics, what is the right program, what are the real details you need. But just the first 90 days, just be consistent, just develop the habit. That's all you need to do, and that will change the direction of your entire life. If you don't deviate, if you keep moving forward, you will have started your momentum. And you have to understand that it's not supposed to happen overnight. It's not supposed to happen in a year. We're talking the real, true, amazing, big banger outcomes. These are, 4, 5, 10 years out. But that time's going to pass. That time's going to pass as long as you're still alive. That time's going to keep moving whether you are or not, but as long as you're still alive, that time's going to pass. And in 10 years, imagine if you consistently stick with eating right and working out and not drinking and not entertaining the vices that are holding you back, and you do that for 10 years. Where do you think that's going to be as that stacks up thousands and thousands of days of doing the same good, consistent, healthy, useful, valuable things versus wasting your life away, stuffing your face full of pizza, burritos, beer, playing video games, disregarding your purpose, ignoring your conscience, treating the most amazing, beautiful gift that you have, your body, your health, treating that with total disregard. Which would be better in a decade if you were just focused on physical fitness, on nutrition, on purpose, on mission, or if you just numb your life away day by day, just survive paycheck by paycheck. Hopefully they keep coming in, because in 10 years, there's a very good chance whatever you do, if you're doing it for somebody else, it's going to look a whole lot different in the very best case scenario. But 90+% of us, there's a far less than 10-year window left for whatever direction we're working, however we're trading hours for dollars. So love yourself. Loving yourself comes through discipline, consistency, and discomfort.